This is the two-way Banshee Speed Demon. A tall guard with deep bomber takeover, max speed, elite perimeter defense, but here's the catch. It's not just a speedy lockdown. It's a dunking machine with playmaking ability that can take over a game at any moment. Defenders have no idea what this build even is or how to defend it, and they are not able to get away from this build on defense with max speed, long arms, and the ability to get to any spot on the floor and shoot over everyone. I give you the 6'6" two-way Banshee Speed Demon. Before we get into the most broken build I've seen all year, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you don't miss any more bangers like this. Let's get into it. This video will include the full build, jump shot 6, takeover, and dunk, so don't skip around. Now let's talk about the defense on this build. So the most glaring thing, 96 perimeter, 95 speed, which is insane on a 6'6 build. That is not just a spot up that sits in the corner. I can do everything on this build, even shoot from half court and get contact dunk. So the defense being this crazy on this build is diabolical. As you can see, 68 block, with the 95 speed, I'm able to get back at crazy chase down blocks. I also have a 60 interior, which is serviceable enough considering I'm on the perimeter most of the time. I've been playing some ones on this build. I haven't had any issues because people can't really even get past me to get to the basket, and 60 is serviceable enough unless you run into a post score or something like that. I have the 70 O board, which is going to allow me to get box out beats on silver, so I'm able to get rebounds with rebound chaser on bronze. You can see the way people are just not able to get around me. I have the 85 agility along with 71 strength, which if you know anything about stage or the pro-am community, most of the 6'6 locks are going with 71 strength just for that bronze immovable enforcer, because you're still able to get plenty of bumps with bronze. It doesn't really feel any different than having it maxed out. The only difference is maybe you'll be able to cut off driving lanes a little bit better, but I haven't noticed it at all with it compared to my builds with strength. So 71 strength is perfect with that immovable enforcer, being that my on-ball menace is on Hall of Fame and sometimes even legend if I +1 it. So this build being this fast, you see, look at this guy right here. He's gonna try to hit me with that D-Fox cross, but I'm there for everything. Your ability to recover while being 6'6" with 95 speed is absolutely outrageous. You see, I'm able to just get those normal plucks that you would get. I also have an 80 vertical. That's to go along with my dunking that I will show later in the video. But as far as this build on defense, there isn't a build that I match up with that I feel like I'm at a disadvantage to guard unless I'm guarding like a post scorer or something. Other than that, there's no build out there that I just feel like I'm not able to guard or have a disadvantage. Now that we talked about the defense, it's time to get to some of the best parts about this build offensively. So first of all, as you can see, I'm gonna grab the rebound right there, take the ball back out, and I'm gonna be able to create my own shot on a build that's basically a pure lock with 95 speed. So I'm gonna be able to create my own shot. But let's go ahead and get into my finishing right here. So I do have contact dunks as well. 93 dunk for that gold posterizer. I also have a 40 standing dunk for the standing dunk cheese. And as you can see, if you know how to spam these self lobs, bro, it is diabolical. I'm able to catch contact lobs over people all the time. But again, if you know how to spam these self lobs and set them up just so you can get in the position to get these self lobs off, then you will be going crazy on this build. People have a really hard time figuring out if you're gonna pull or if you're gonna go ahead and set it up for a self lob. So, you know, as you can see, I use it to my advantage a lot. Even here, you know, he's about to make me pick up my dribble. I'm able to go ahead and get right into a self lob. So, you know, definitely having the 93 dunk is very good on this build for this, because you're not a one-trick pony. I'm not someone where they can just try to guard my 3 and I don't have an ability to get to the basket. So this makes this build very, very glitchy, because you have to choose. You're either going to play up on me, or you're going to get ran around, or you're going to get self-lobbed to death, and there's really not much you can do about it. As you can see, you know, game time situation right here, you know, he reaches over. As soon as you reach is over, self-lob every time. Now let's get into why this build is so broken. As you can see, 93 pointer. Why do I have 93 pointer? Satellite takeover. I'm pulling from half court. Okay, satellite takeover, deep bomber. I'm able to just, as soon as he inbound me the ball on the ones, I'm pulling it. As soon as I get takeover, pulling it from half court. As you can see, bringing the ball up the court in the rec from half court, launching it. Okay, so this is very, very, very toxic. And as you don't remember, I'm on a lockdown build, 95 speed, 96 perimeter. I have contact dunk, so I've shown you all that. So now we're able to shoot from half court, and it's not like it's a fluke. You see, I'm doing it consistently. No edits right here. You know, I shot it from half court. He gives me the ball back. I shoot from half court again. Okay, so this makes this build very toxic. And you see, we'll talk about the dribbling, but you know, as far as shooting, this is great. You're able to just pull up, and people will have to respect your shot, which makes this build 10 times better. So I'm able to guard the best player on the other team. I'm also able to carry my team if I would like to, or you know, if I'm playing a 2, playing a 1, whatever, I can carry my team. I'm just shooting in people's face with this build. Being that I'm 6'6", I'm able to just shoot over those a lot of the time. It feels a lot different than being on like a 6'4". You're able to just shoot over people if they're standing there. You're not going to get contested very often. Also, you know, you have your +1 free. It's not like you need your +1 for anything specific. So if you want to put your +1 on limitless range, if you want to put your +1 on set shot, you want to put it on deadeye, whatever you want to do, shifty shooter, you're free to do that. Now for me, I wouldn't suggest putting it on shooting because I feel like you have enough shooting on this build. I mean, you can shoot from half court, you know, for Christ's sake. So I really don't feel like you need any more shooting. But you know, if you feel like you do, you feel free to add more +1s to your shooting. Now, this is the reason this build is so broken. I have not seen a 6'6" with contact dunks with satellite takeover who's also a lockdown at all. I've not run into one this entire year, so I feel like this is very different from what other people have posted. You don't really see too many tall builds with satellite takeover who aren't just like dex builds for the 2s. So, you know, this build is way different than anything I've seen. So now that we've talked about the shooting, let's go ahead and get into the playmaking. If you've been watching the video up to this point, you see I've been moving on this build. I've been able to get my own shot, create space, and rise up and shoot or get to the basket. You know, as you can see, come on, making this dude fall. So I do have a 81 ball handle, okay? 81 is just enough for silver handles for days. I also get mostly all the dribble moves I would use. The only thing I would maybe change is a hesitation. However, I still get Tyrese Halliburton hesitation, which is the best one in the game. So I see no reason to go any higher, especially considering I'm a lockdown build. Like, my primary thing on this build is not to even be the primary ball handler. However, I can take those responsibilities away from my point guard. If I have the guard on me and the lockdown is bumping my point guard up the court, I can go ahead and cook the guard. He's going to have to guard one of us. You know, in rec, they're not going to have multiple lockdowns who can just guard everybody. So somebody will have to see me, okay? So 81 is perfect. There's people on YouTube who dribble with less, you know, Glock 19, people like that, Untitled, 2K, they dribble with way less. So I just want to, you know, show you guys. As you can see, look, I'm at the stage, you know, the guard is on me. Prime example of what I'm talking about. So now the guard has to guard me. He's cooked. There's nothing he can do with that. You know, 81's plenty enough to get around people like that. So as far as pass sec, I have a 60 pass sec. Obviously, as you know, most lockdowns do not have any pass sec. So 60 is enough. It's serviceable. I can throw the ball off the court. I can throw the ball in half court, and it's enough. It's serviceable. I'm not going to have any issues with that. I do have a 75 speed with ball, which is for the silver lightning launch. But honestly, I don't even need silver lightning launch. I just did 75 because it does increase that with my speed. When I put my speed up, I think it increased it to 73, so I had to do it anyway, or else I probably would have just went 68. So if you have less cap breakers, you don't have to go 75 speed with ball. You will be fine with lower. So I really love this build. I'm able to get open. Again, I'm not getting ripped very much. If you feel like you're getting ripped, you can +1 your unpluckable to gold. However, I'm not getting ripped too much. So as you can see, that completes the build. This is the final build with 16 cap breakers. If you have less than that, I would suggest dropping the speed to 90, and you can rock out like that. With the satellite takeover, you'll still end up getting 97 speed in takeover. So with the satellite takeover, as you can see, none of my ratings in this video were clickbait. As you can see, if I add the satellite takeover, it makes my ratings even crazier. I have a 99 speed in takeover. I also have a 97 three-pointer in takeover, and I have an 87 mid-range. Here's the jump shot I'm using. I'm using Matt Ryan, KCP, and DeJounte Murray. Shout out to Coaster. I actually got this shot from him, and I've been using it for months, so shout out to him. I know a lot of people love T-Mac. Matt Ryan is really fast, so maybe T-Mac and Culver, you can shoot over those a little bit more, but Matt Ryan is such a fast jump shot that I just can't stop using the Matt Ryan jumper instead of those. So this is what I rock with. Obviously, all personal preference. Moving on, let's check out some dunks. So at this point in the year, it is June, so I know most of you have your set dunk package that you use, but I do love these dunk packages right here. Clyde Drexler, Russell Westbrook. I use Anthony Edwards as well, and I also use Devin Booker and LeBron James dunk packages. They are all very good dunk packages. You're not going to get blocked using those. Here's my oops, especially for throwing those self lobs. You need those. I get contact dunks as well. I get you know, the baseline reverses, and also I have the athletic one-handers on. I do have back scratchers on, which I believe is a starter for animation that you need. And again, with the standing dunks, you do get the two-hand under the basket dunks. And here goes my animations that I'm using currently. As you can see, things you really need on this build: the Zion dribble style. I'm using Jalen Suggs motion style just morely for defense. Pro 2 dribble pull-up is a must. KD go-to shot is a must to speed boost out of. The way I'm setting up that alley-oop is that Devin Booker aggressive breakdown. You're literally just flick up on the stick while holding RT. I use Jimmy Butler escape moves. I know a lot of people like Luka and like basic one. I like the Jimmy Butler escape moves. Also, D-book crosses is great, and Kawhi Leonard behind the back is a must unless you're doing the explosive behind the back. So these are great SIGs. I would suggest trying out if you have a low ball control like this build right here. Thanks for staying this far in the video. Appreciate your support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the build. I promise you, I know it's June, but you will not regret making this build. And I'm out of here, bro.